Hello everyone, welcome to the Love and Toast Homestead. I'm Crystal, and today I'm going to show you how I preserve my herbs from the garden. So a few days ago I harvested my herbs from the garden. Right here is calendula, and what I'm going to do is we are going to dehydrate these, and then we're going to infuse them in an oil, and then we'll strain it, and we will be able to make whatever we want. We can make Neosporin, we can make soap, we can make a salve, we can make a balm. There's like so many things we can use. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our herbs out. I do not wash mine. I just let them dry naturally. Everything's organic in my garden. I don't spray, so I don't like to wash anything. I like all the natural. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay these out. I like to lay these out nice and flat so they have good airflow. I also have it on top of a cooling rack so it gets better airflow rather than just sitting directly on the pan. Some of these are a little closed. I was harvesting these right before, or right after one of the frosts we got, and right before we were going to get like 3 frosts in a row, so I figured I better hurry up and get them out of there. But even if you don't have fresh herbs that you can use, you can always buy this online and skip to the infusion part of this recipe. Still smells so good. So we're gonna go ahead and dry these ones too. They're already pretty dry from just being outside, but if you don't have a dehydrator, you can always use your oven to dehydrate the herbs. I'm gonna use my oven because it's way faster. And it just like makes it like, it just dries it up way better than my dehydrator. I did buy a new dehydrator and it works pretty good, but if I'm doing like a lot of herbs, I'd rather just put them on a sheet and put them right in my oven. Or some people will actually hang dry them, which I have hung dry them before if I know I don't have time to like process all of them at once. I'll just hurry up and tie them and dry them for weeks and weeks, and then I'll let them go, and eventually I'll have to take care of them. Okay, so these are the herbs now. So now we are going to put it in the oven. My oven's lowest setting is 150, and that's actually the dehydrating setting. So I'm just gonna put it at that. It usually takes a couple hours. But if you have a lower setting like 135, that's the best thing for herbs. So whatever you have on your oven. So like I said, I have like this dehydrating button, so I'm just gonna press that. Press start. And put these herbs in. Of course, got messed up right away. Okay. We're gonna set our timer for 2 hours. That's usually the perfect. Okay, our herbs are all dry, so it's time to take them out of the oven. Okay, so these are my calendulas that I actually harvested earlier this week. I just saved them for this. I saved them for this oil infusion, so I'm going to go ahead and take off the orange petals on this. You can actually see the seeds in there, so I'll probably save them for planting next year. If you don't want to fall right out, it's okay if they don't. It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal when it comes to like dandelions or something like that. Alright. Alright, so then there's all our calendulas. So now we're going to pour oil over this, and the most important part is make sure that all of these are submerged, because if they're not, it can cause mold and then your whole thing will go rancid. So let's just make sure they're all covered. I use an extra virgin olive oil. Okay. I usually put parchment paper in between the jar and the lid so it doesn't get rusty or mold or anything like that. I do that, and obviously you're like, okay, they're still in there, but I'm going to shake it around. And then you're going to check on this every day to make sure that everything's submerged. Just shake it around, and then you should be good. And you're going to keep this in a dark, cold area for 6 weeks. And then we will strain it out, and then we'll make something. Okay, so next is the lavender. And as you can see, you need a lot of lavender to go a long way, but that's okay. Because even if you don't have much, you can still infuse it in oil. It's not going to really dilute the thing. You're not going to fill it all the way up, but you can still make something out of it. Or unless you want to save it and use it for homemade tea, you could dry it and use it for that. There's so many things you can do with these herbs. They all have like different meanings and different things. Obviously with lavender, stress relief and anxiety relief. With calendula, it's like an anti-inflammatory, calming and healing, just like all around those amazing things. The things with drying the flowers, you gotta make sure they're all the way dry. Like these are like falling apart, so obviously they're dry. If they are like we're coming on, you can just tell they're like wilted. That means they need to dry out more, because that will cause mold and botulism as well, which is basically the same thing, a mold spore. Okay, so we are going to pour a little bit of oil in. We'll probably just do halfway. So we have half dry particles and then half of the olive oil is usually how it goes. I always use extra virgin olive oil. I know people use different things. Like some people like to use palm oils. Some people like to use almond oil and what was the other one? Java oil. I've just always used this. Make sure the soap recipe has that oil in it. You can't just like trade out different oils because they all have different densities for the different oils. So there you go. Here's calendula and here is lavender infused oil. So we'll be back in a few weeks, 6 weeks, because that's how much they need to be in a dark, cold spot. I'll be storing these in my basement, and then we will be making something cool. Okay, thank you for watching the Love and Toast Homestead. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Go ahead and like and subscribe.